Hi there, welcome. So in today's video, we'll be talking about local SEO versus Google Ads, return on investment analysis for local businesses and local services that you render. So the very first thing we're going to be looking at is measuring the success between both of them for Google Ads and local SEO. Key performance indicator we're going to be tracking is new clients and new leads, or new calls and new quotes, then the lifetime value to customer acquisition cost versus uh, how it actually takes to acquire a customer. So those are the kind of metrics we're going to be looking at, because it's almost unrealistic for you to start tracking clicks, traffic, impression when you're not actually generating any revenue. So for any local service businesses, you should be keen on generating revenues. And how do you actually generate these revenues? Is by getting new clients, leads, new calls, and quotes, then trying to reduce as much as you spend on ads so as you'll be able to get as many or as more revenue for your business. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is local SEO, the cost structure comparison between both of them, local SEO and Google Ads. For local SEO, the initial investment, higher upfront cost investment is long-term assets before you actually see return on investment. So it usually take anywhere between 3 to 6 to 9 months before you start seeing results. And it's usually cost effective at the beginning, but it slowly compounds once it starts growing. Then for Google Ads, there's lower cost of entry, and you can start with as little as $1,000 per month, and you can start seeing results within weeks, because you're actually paying Google to actually get you in front of these customers. Then a long-term cost, lower cost as it results in compound interest over time for local SEO. So as it goes on, the cost actually comes down because you already optimize for a particular search tier. So let's say you already rank number 1 for that particular search term, or for multiple search term in that particular city that you operate in. You start reducing cost, and you can actually fire your SEO guy like, whoa, I'm already there, and there's really not much you could actually do for me. So for Google Ads spend, the long-term cost, the higher cost is actually longer because it's linear. So if you got to spend $1,000 every month, it's $1,000 every month indefinitely. And if you have more competitors, you start getting lower leads, but you start increasing your hard costs in order for you to get more leads. The scaling path for local SEO, it's actually compounding effect and more leads for the same budget over time. The scaling path for Google Ads, it's linear growth, must increase ad spend potentially, proportionally for more leads. So in order for you to get more leads, you need to increase your ad spend. But for SEO, it's not like that. It's almost like consistent leads over time. Then the return on investment for timeline. For return on investment for local SEO is anywhere between 3 to 8 months before you can see significant return. Then for the ad spend, you start seeing immediate returns between 2 to 3 weeks of campaign optimization. So you can actually literally start seeing results within 3 to 5 days of running the ads. But for proper optimization and for you to reduce your ad spend, you start seeing results within 2 to 3 weeks of optimization. Another thing we're going to be looking at is lead quality and trust factor. So for local SEO, it has a higher lifetime value leads due to trust signals, and Google actually give them this kind of trust and reviews that people actually see. But for Google Ads, it's lower quality in sponsored section due to reduced trust building. So once a lot of persons see your ads and see sponsored tag with it, they kind of like, oh, now I don't want to go to this business. Let me look for businesses that are actually ranking on the top search, and they deserve the spot for being there over time. So another thing is trust building. Organic results perceived as more trustworthy than credible ones. Then trust building in the ads one. So sponsored label ads can actually reduce trust through local SEO ads, Google display. I'm not saying you're not going to see results, but as compared to the number of leads you're going to be getting, the number of closed jobs you're going to be getting, you actually get a lot of more trust with those that came through organic means. Then for conversion ratio, local SEO, however, has a higher leads to conversion ratio due to the warm audience or organic traffic. So these are persons that are actively searching for a business that is local to them, not actually looking for sponsored ads. So you're kind of convincing already, as against someone looking to actually buy from a sponsored ad. Then for Google Ads, the conversion is a bit lower due to the sponsored tag that is tagged with it, and there's a bit of skepticism. Then the user behavior Users scroll past ads to find organic results. This is mostly common within the younger generations. And user behavior on the older demographics are more likely to click on sponsored ads because they just want to get their services done as much as they can. Then we'll talk about lead volume and client acquisition. For local SEO, you have few leads and clients at the start, but it slowly begins to ramp up. It slowly begins to ramp up. Then you also want to look at the growth pattern that higher leads to client conversion ratio as trust builds up. So as you begin to gain trust in the eyes of Google, you start getting more leads, you start getting more conversions. Then talk about quality versus quantity. Fewer but converting leads, that is what you get with SEO as against Google Ads. Then for the temperature of the lead that are actually coming, talk about, okay, how warm this audience are, how effective they are. The ones that are coming through organic traffic are usually warm due to the organic search engine. But as for Google Ads, you get more immediate leads from day one, consistent volume but lower conversions. Then you get more leads with higher screening needs. Then similar with warmth but slightly cooler due to paid promotion. Another thing we're going to be looking at is short-term versus long-term effectiveness of both strategies. For local SEO, the short-term takes between 0 to 3 months, less effective building phase with minimal return on investment. The long-term, in 4 months or more, you get far more superior ones. Compounding effect starts beginning to show up. You start getting more leads, start getting more impressions, start showing up for a lot of searches. So the sustainability results compound and improve over time, and the market adaptation slower to respond to seasonal changes. So whichever season it is, people are searching. You really don't have to worry about ad spend. But as against Google Ads, the short-term results, you start seeing results almost immediately. Superior performance with optimized campaigns in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. The long-term results, the linear growth requiring proportional budget increase. So you need to increase your budget at every point in time because you are competing with a lot of business in the area. Sustainability, performance plateaus with increased investment. So you have to just increase your investments periodically. You want to get more leads, you want to expand your business, you just need to increase the ad spend that you spend. And market adaptation, quick adjustments to seasonal demand. So once the season is not there, you actually start spending more because Google is trying to force this ad on people. Consistency and customer acquisition cost. For local SEO, highly consistent, arguably one of the most consistent marketing channels for the home service industry. Seasonality impact. Both channels are affected by seasonality variations. CAC trend, cost per acquisition trend, is actually okay. It decreases over time. More leads for same budget over 6 months. So you can actually be paying your SEO agency anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 a month. It just sticks there. So you start getting even more leads for very little effort that you've put in. But in the upfront costs, it's actually a bit slower because of the first 3 to 6 months that you're not seeing results. But as soon as you get over that, you start getting a lot of results and a lot of leads, start getting a lot of calls. Then the lifetime value impact, higher lifetime value clients due to trust and reputation. But for Google Ads itself, it's very consistent, but depends on the continuous budget you are willing to spend on allocation. Both channels are affected by seasonality. They remain consistent and increase due to competition. The standard long-term value without additional trust building benefits. The strategic recommendation here for people that are looking to run Google Ads or do local SEO. Choose Google Ads when you need results within 2 to 3 months. Immediately, I mean, like you need results like tomorrow. You want to have Google Ads running for you while you focus on SEO strategy. Have limited patience and risk tolerance for marketing investment. If you're scared, like if you have skepticism as to hiring a digital marketing firm or hiring an SEO personnel, SEO specialist, SEO manager, SEO strategist, actually look at whatever it is you're doing to help you getting more leads, you can actually go with Google Ads because you're guaranteed to get results, but at what cost? Anyway, so targeting older demographics, this is less ad resistant because you see a lot of persons in the home service industry, they are not young people. They're actually people within their 35 to 50 and above. So it kind of makes sense once you're targeting these people with ads. So it requires immediate cash flow from marketing efforts. So you start seeing results on ad spend. So let's say it takes $200 to generate a lead for a roofing job. Then if you're able to generate, let's say, 10 leads in a month at $2,000, and you're able to close one of those leads, you get your return on investment almost immediately. Then you can choose local SEO when you're patient for 4 to 5 months, 4 to 8 months for significant results. Value higher quality leads with less junk leads. Want to build long-term online reputation and review. Prefer long-term compounding marketing investment. So optimal strategy for both of them combined. So you need to have a mix of both. So while you're waiting for your SEO to kick in, you could actually be doing Google Ads if your budget permits it. No matter how small it is, it helps with the ranking factor also. So because you're getting Google to trust your brand, you're getting Google to actually index your pages, and all of these are possible when you start running local ads while doing SEO. The most successful home business guys are running local SEO and Google PPC ads together. Maximum visibility, you appear 4 times on Google first page. First of all, on the local search pack, which is that map pack, you appear there. You appear there for Google Ads, you appear organically for the Google Map section, and you also appear organically. So you have the sponsor section, which is very at the top, local search ads. Then you have Google Ads itself, which is the sponsored section. Then you have the organic Google Maps and the organic search results. So you're appearing 4 times all over Google. So you make it unreasonable for you not to actually get those calls. Key takeaway here, critical success factors. So SEO typically requires anywhere between 3 to 8 months patience, but delivers compounding return on investment. Google Ads provides immediate results with linear scaling requirements. Combine both strategy and you dominate first page entirely. So next step for businesses, assess businesses pipeline and budgets. Consider target demographic, age, and behavioral patterns. Evaluate risk tolerance for marketing investment periods. Plan integrated approach for maximum benefits. How can I help? If you're ready to dominate your local market, book a call strategy. I'm going to analyze your Google business profile and your website, show you exactly what's blocking your rankings and how we're going to help you get more customers, get more clients, get more calls, get more quotes in order for you to add additional revenue to your business in less than 90 days of action. So free analysis, no pitch, just results. So let me know exactly what it is you want for me to do in the next video, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.